Welcome, everybody, to Illuminate, Navigate, Radiate, a journey of emotional resilience. I'm your host, Brandon, and I just wanted to thank you for checking us out. If you're struggling, that is why I created this page. If you're looking for growth, if you're looking for hope, if you're looking for vulnerability and being able to relate as we go through this journey of life, that is why I started this page. I'm a recovering heroin addict, dealt with addiction, depression, anxiety, been through a lot of different trials and tribulations in my life. And this is something I've always had a passion about. This is something that I've always seen the power in being able to relate to somebody, being able to share struggle. Doesn't matter where you come from, doesn't matter where you've been, doesn't matter, what you look like. What matters is that we can come together to inspire each other. We can come together to connect on a deeper level than everything that's surface level that drives us apart. And I find a lot of inspiration and hope in that. I've done a lot of different things since getting clean and interacting with different people and talking about different mental health issues. But this is something that I wanted to start to make that reach a little bit bigger. And I'm trying to do that in a couple different ways. If you check out our channel, we have journey segments. So every Monday, I have somebody new on here to share their experience, share their story, share their hope, share their inspiration. And it's people that have struggled with all types of things. It's people that have healed in all types of ways. And that's what I want to showcase is how, even though we're so different, where we come from different places, maybe we have some different struggles and we heal in different ways. There's always a way to relate. There's always a way to find hope in somebody else. And so that's one of my favorite aspects of this channel so far is being able to interact with a lot of really cool people, a lot of genuine people, and hear different stories of inspiration and hope. We do that with topic discussion. So just picking a topic and talking about it, whether that's, our experiences with it, whether it's looking at different ways we can work on it, different ways we relate to it, different ways that we can, showcase that topic, that issue, that problem that we may face at some point in our life. And that's really the topic discussions, just a discussion about different things that we can share a perspective on, ways that we've struggled with them, succeeded with them, and just, give a little bit more hope or perspectives to some different things. And then the monthly series where it's just picking a topic and spending a little more time on it. So, we've looked at different drugs, we've looked at mindfulness, we've looked at, body image, and we're doing grief right now. So it's really just another avenue to bring some of those things into conversations and into giving people hope and giving people another way to relate. And, that's what I'm all about. And that's what I really want to do. And that's what I really want to do. I think there's a lot of pain and anguish in the world today. There's a lot of disconnect. There's a lot of separation. And I think there can be a lot of hope in showcasing different people and in having different discussions about being vulnerable, about trying to grow, trying to be the happiest, most successful person we could be. And that's what I want to be able to showcase. And I want other people to join me, whether that's being a part of the community, jumping on an episode with me, or whatever it is. But I just, I want to bring more people together in a positive environment, in a supportive environment. Obviously on the internet, you don't always get that. And I've never been a big social media person myself. But this is something that I'm really passionate about. I've seen what it can do in my real life, in my day-to-day life. And so I wanted to bring that into another avenue, another atmosphere, and see if we can inspire, bring hope to and make it okay to be vulnerable and showcase that vulnerability in a really uplifting way. Through the different struggles of my life, being a heroin addict, dealing with depression, dealing with anxiety, I've lost a lot in my life. I've been at places that I really did not think I was gonna come back from. I've been so far down that I I really thought it would just be easier to end it all there and move on. And I'm lucky enough to have survived all of that. I'm lucky enough to have come out the other side because I've seen so many people not make it out of it. And I want to be able to try to do something with that. I want to be able to try to, relate to other people, inspire hope in other people, and show that we can change our lives. We can get through addiction. We can overcome depression. We can battle back against anxiety. And there's so many different ways we can do that. Not one way is going to work for everybody. So we want to showcase a lot of different ways, talk about a lot of the things that bring that depression, bring that anxiety, cause us to use drugs or drink, and be able to have those conversations and show that we're not alone. Your thoughts are not alone. I used to think that all the time. I remember being in an apartment with somebody I was shooting up with, and they were about to go to rehab. And I remember having a conversation like, man, that it just ain't for me. I'm never going to do that. I'm never going to make it to rehab. I'm either going to die or I'm going to go to prison. But I'm okay with that. Like, that's what I had accepted with my life. And I remember just straight up telling him, like, I'm never going to do that. Probably a year later, I was going to rehab. And that changed my life. It was a 2-week rehab, and I put everything into it. I put my all into it because I finally realized that I wanted better out of life. I deserved better out of life. And if I put in the work, if I tried to be better myself, then that's what I was going to get. And I think there's a lot of different ways we can show the case to that to other people. So if you're struggling, if you're going through it, if you're fighting one of those internal battles that you feel like nobody can understand, you feel like nobody can relate to, there are people that can relate to it. There are people that are going through it, have been through it, have come out the other side of it. And when we're open about it, when we're vulnerable about it, when we share about it, that's where somebody can hear their own thoughts coming out of somebody else's mouth and say, I'm not crazy. I'm not alone. That person is saying exactly what I'm thinking. That person is saying exactly what I'm feeling. And that gives me hope that I can change. One of my biggest moments was it was my first night clean. I was in rehab. I was a mess because I was detoxing, and we went to a meeting, and there was somebody getting a 2-year key tag at that meeting. And I remember sitting in that chair and crying, thinking, I can never do that. I can't go 2 years. I can't even go a day. How am I going to ever make it 2 years, 1 year, a month, a week? How am I ever going to do that? There's no way I can. And now here I am, 9.5 years later, haven't picked up a substance since. And so those things are possible. Change is possible. It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of honesty, it takes a lot of vulnerability. But when you're willing to put in that work, you're going to get the results and you're going to get the change. And that's what I want to do on this channel. I want to showcase different ways to work, different ways to be honest, different ways to be vulnerable, and hopefully inspire somebody to change their life. Hopefully give somebody hope that the miserable, painful, terrible situation that they are in right now does not have to be their situation a year from now, a month from now, a week from now. There are ways to get out of it. There are ways to heal. And when we come together, when we lean on each other, when we help each other out, anything is possible. So thank you for joining me. If you have any ideas, if you ever want to be more a part of, just reach out and let me know. If you need help, reach out and let me know, and I will help you find resources, people in your area to try to get you that help that you need. But otherwise, if you're struggling, if you're succeeding after struggle, if you're grinding your teeth and trying to make it through something, let's come together and help each other. Let's come together and support each other. Let's be there for each other to make our world and other people's worlds a better place to live and move forward in.